Hello, everyone, and welcome. So glad you could join me today. Welcome to Empower Fantastic Life. Find your power, live without limits. Today we are diving into a question that I think, pretty much all of us have wrestled with at some point. Why is it so hard to make a change stick? We're going to get some incredible answers inspired by the work of psychologist Luca Mazzucchelli.
Okay, let's just paint a picture here. It's New Year's. You are absolutely fired up. This is the year you're going to get fit, write that novel, learn that language, you name it. And then February rolls around and, that roaring fire of enthusiasm is barely a flicker. Sound familiar? We've all been there. We make this huge promise to ourselves and then we watch our motivation just evaporate. It's a universal struggle for sure. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong?
And that brings us to what I like to call the change paradox. See, the common wisdom is that to make a big change, you need this huge, heroic dose of motivation. But here's the twist. What if that's actually the very thing setting us up to fail?
Think about it. Motivation, it's an emotion, right? It's unreliable. Some days it's there, some days it's not. It's like a fair weather friend. Habits, on the other hand, they're your system. They're the things you do on autopilot, whether you feel like it or not. They are consistent, and they save your precious energy for the things that really matter.
This quote really just hits the nail on the head. Motivation is a flash in the pan, destined to burn out quickly. It's a firework. It's bright, it's spectacular, but in an instant, it's gone. And you just can't rely on something that fleeting to fuel a long-term journey. It's simply not sustainable.
So you might be asking, okay, if motivation is the problem, then what in the world is the solution? Well, the answer is so elegant and so powerful in its simplicity, it's what we call the 1% solution. Just 1%. That's the whole idea. See, real, lasting change doesn't come from some massive, overnight transformation. It's built from these tiny, almost unnoticeable 1% improvements that you make day after day. They compound over time, creating this incredible ripple effect across your entire life. I love this analogy. Imagine your big goal, maybe it's getting out of debt, is like a huge, heavy tree trunk. Now, trying to achieve it all at once is like taking a single match and trying to set that whole log on fire. It's not going to work, right? You'll just get frustrated. But what if you took that same small match and lit a tiny dry piece of kindling first? That catches fire, then it lights a small stick, and that stick lights a branch, and before you know it, you've got a roaring bonfire. That's the 1% method. You start so ridiculously small that failure is practically impossible. And here's where it gets really interesting. This isn't just about ticking goals off a list. It's much deeper. It's about literally forging a new you, one tiny action at a time. I want you to really let this sink in. Every single thing you do is a vote for the type of person you want to be. When you choose to read just one page of a book instead of scrolling on your phone, you're not just reading. You're casting a vote for being a reader. When you go for a 5-minute walk, you're casting a vote for being a healthy person. These little votes, they add up. They sculpt your identity from the inside out.
This really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? The person you are right now is the sum total of your small choices over the last 5 years. And the person you will be 5 years from now? Well, that person is being built today with the tiny habits you're choosing in this very moment. It's an incredibly empowering thought.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually put it into practice? Let's walk through a super simple, actionable blueprint to get you started. So here it is, your blueprint. First, focus on adding a positive habit, not subtracting a negative one. Our brains just respond better to that. So instead of I will stop eating junk food, try I will add 1 apple to my lunch. It's a positive action, not a deprivation. Second, and this is key, make it ridiculously easy to start. So easy you can't say no. Not I'll meditate for 30 minutes, but I'll sit and breathe for 60 seconds. Third, only fight the battles you know you can win. Pick a habit so small that success is guaranteed. This builds momentum. And finally, track it. Put an X on a calendar every day you do it. That visual proof of your streak becomes its own powerful motivation.
So really, the big takeaway here is this. Your future self isn't waiting for some grand, heroic transformation. Your future self is being built right now, in the quiet consistency of these tiny 1% improvements. So I want to leave you with this question. What is one ridiculously small 1% improvement you can make today that your future self is going to thank you for? Maybe it's putting your running shoes by the door. Maybe it's writing a single sentence. Whatever it is, the size of that first step doesn't matter. The fact that you took it, that matters. What's your 1% going to be? You've been listening to Empower Fantastic Life, Yagar Empowerment Academy. See you next time. Bye-bye.